If you have kids in public schools, there's a good chance their classrooms don't have enough teachers. According to the latest data from the U.S. Department of Education, nearly half of all public schools have vacancies. The nationwide teacher shortage is even higher for minorities. News Center 7's Kirsten Garris explains some of the racial disparities and possible solutions.
The numbers are staggering. Federal data shows only about 7% of teachers nationwide are black. That's compared to about 79% who are white. Minority teachers tell me low pay and high student loan debt are some of the reasons why many people leave education. Here on Capitol Hill, Democrats are pushing new legislation that would set minimum pay at $60,000 a year for teachers. Republicans haven't responded directly to this proposal, but many GOP lawmakers are critical of Democratic efforts to cancel federal student loan debt. They argue it's way too expensive. Teachers say having an educator who looks like you can have a major impact on a student's life. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows black students who had at least one black teacher experienced improved outcomes. It found those black students were less likely to drop out of school.
We have had black children who have been traumatized by school, being removed from class, being suspended, expelled. And so if we could provide a good experience for our children, I think that could help with this pipeline of educators.
Teachers say another solution is investing more in historically black colleges and universities. Right now, nearly half of all black teachers graduated from HBCUs. In Washington, Kirsten Garris, News Center 7.